This is a James Poeartistry consultant moment. Hello, perceptive readers. This is a James Poeartistry consultant moment. Just because a person or persons do not understand you, it does not mean you did not communicate correctly to them. For example, very simply, when you tell a child to not touch a stove, or you tell a child to stop whatever it is that you're telling them to stop, what does a child, especially in the terrible twos, do? They act like they don't hear the parent. They even act like they don't even understand the parent. Maybe you can remember back that far. I think some people can remember at least acting like they did not understand what the parent really was saying. So it's the same thing in other situations. People, especially in the peer pressure mode, will act like they don't understand you when already in their heart and mind, they are just intent on going along with the crowd. You've heard me even mention that when it comes to different skin color relationships, different skin color relationships, I've told you, in my experience, I've seen persons who were not the bit more, and I want to talk like that, bit more, okay, country type of talk or what have you, but all the same. I've known persons who bit more won't bigoted, prejudice whatsoever against another skin color. But sad to say, let's see if it was a competition going on, competitive mode for maybe a job or a position. And sad to say, human nature, imperfection, peer pressure, or what have you, they went there. You see, they went there, and maybe along with the real bigoted people, they just capitalize on whatever it is, whatever position, whatever job they wanted, you see. And the thing about it is, even some of the statements that may have been made where what they call is going along with the perception of a certain group or culture. Remember, it's another word for it where they said they're going along. Again, it's the perception of it, but it's another word that is used that it escapes me at this time. But it's a certain way. There are certain mannerisms, there are certain views, whatever that they'll say of this culture or that culture. And so they said you fit into that mode automatically without even really knowing all the times. That's what I mean when I say where you can have persons that don't bit more go along with those preconceived ideas or statements made for this type of background or that. However, if there was a job on the line or what have you, and if they happen to have somebody who do believe along those lines, and they started talking in that way about this group or background or faction, put it this way, they may not wholeheartedly agreed with it at all. But, if it was going to get them that job or that position, at the very least, they certainly kept silent. But to sometimes really get on the board, they might have went on ahead and threw their, as we would call, 2 cents in at the time as well. But guess what? Come in competitive mode. So they capitalize on that. Now, to go a step further, you see, on the level of corporate, and this happens everywhere too, but I want to talk about on a corporate level where they want to see if you're qualified for this job or that job. There are a series of extreme even tests that they'll put persons through at times. See, granted, I understand that. You see what I'm saying? Yet, this is what I want to mention. Those tests are supposed to be designed to weed out what they would call the riffraff, or the people who are unqualified. See, this is one of the reasons why, over the years, I've given arguments about different experiences, while you still have a lot of the head honchos, persons who wrote books and this and that, who I understand when they were saying, well, if this person can't go through this, then they certainly wouldn't be able to do this or that. See, I understand that. Here's what I mean, though. Those same type of tests that are really supposed to be used just to weed out the riffraff, just to weed out the unqualified, are also used to still just to hold a person back, just to keep a person in the loop. So the person can pass all the tests that they want, but if there's still just something that they don't like about somebody's personality, then they'll continue to just say that this person is not qualified, all because they don't like that person's personality. They don't like that person unwillingness to kiss the ring when they shouldn't be kissing the ring over a grave injustice. Okay? That's the reality of it. That's why I always appreciate God's word, the Bible. Because you know what I gather from Jehovah God of the universe? I gather this from his word. Whether you like this person or not, you will pay that person. You will not use his name in vain to usurp that person's headship either. You will not use God's name in vain not to pay them. And you certainly will not use his name to connive, to rob, and steal from that person. So you can have these tests all you want. But I ask you in your grand wisdom, compare it to what God's word says on how you're supposed to treat another human being. If you want, you can also compare it to citizenship and things of this nature. Because I'm here to tell you today, getting on my soapbox. You see, I stated this before, and I've already seen this, throughout the day already. I've said this. It's fine if you don't respect what I know or what have you. That doesn't bother me. One thing that I am going to say, and sometimes a person's efforts in these scholarly areas and stuff like that, to call you stupid and that you're not able to make the connectives here and there or what have you. You know what I said to those ones today? You know what? In time, you're going to see how stupid it is to put somebody in a situation without clearly telling them what it was for this or that. Why? Because their mind was already thinking on a totally different level. And they were supposed to think on a totally different level. Why? Because of the source it was coming from. So through your own presumptuousness, it made you stupid in trying to push them in an area that already you don't know they already knew. In other words, sometimes people say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And so what you thought you were pushing onto the person, whether they knew it or not, but let's just say that they knew what they were supposed to know. And through your presumptuousness, you were trying to pull them back. You were trying to pull them back to make your own self feel better. on some of this. I'm just telling you. That's what you need to meditate on. And again, people don't know everything. They don't know everything. But what I am going to tell you is still it's presumptuous to still force somebody into this and that just because of rumors that you heard about this or that. You don't know what that person's assignment was in this way or that way. Just think about that.